On our news portion this morning that there is a training exercise going on at the Homer Center Junior Senior High School complex. Jody Rainey is the principal of the school and is kind enough to join us on the phone in advance of that event that is going to get underway at 9 o'clock this morning. Jody, good morning.
Good morning, Todd.
Good to have you with us here today. So what is going on? It's the summertime. Aren't you supposed to be at a beach somewhere?
I did that already, so now they're making me work again. So we're having with the state police, we're having their CERT team is coming in and doing some training with us today. CERT is Special Emergency Response Team. So we have a couple different things going on today. We have one of their members that's their expert in explosive device issues, and then we also will be talking about different tactics for active shooter response as well.
Those are two entirely different topics, too, aren't they?
They are, but both important topics, and I'm just so grateful that we have a forward-thinking state police barracks troop in our area, and this actually came about when we did an active shooter drill at the high school in the spring. And during our debriefing, we had asked Trooper Greenfield if it would be possible for our guys to get some training with the state police, and within a week, Trooper Greenfield had made some contacts, and Trooper Walters, who's one of the trainers for the CERT team, is part of the Troop A, so he graciously agreed to come down. So we're going to have about 14 different safety and security officers from different districts in the county, along with about probably 15 troopers, and training side by side today, which I think is imperative because, all it's going to do is make our efforts across the county and our schools greater to make safety and security of our students, our staff, and our visitors better.
I would guess that getting all of those people into one room together and letting the questions just come, and questions will always spur from other questions. That's got to be a really valuable exercise.
Well, I think so, and they're going to go out and do some some situational training too, and take what they've learned in the classroom this morning and go out and apply it this afternoon in different groups. And I think that I guess to me is what I'm really excited about is the fact that we have a barracks here in Indiana County that really values the efforts that the districts are making and that partnership that we have. They've been so gracious, not only when we're reviewing our emergency operation plans and some of the things we would do in response, but also really helping us with the preventative end of it as well. And they've been gracious with their knowledge, their time, and in support of making sure that our community is kept safe.
We have in the past, let's say 5 years here in Indiana in the morning focused a lot upon school safety and security. In your long school career, have you ever seen as many changes and as much attention being paid to school security issues as you have in the last 3, 4, 5 years?
I think obviously, it's sad that it takes a tragedy to bring some of this stuff to the forefront. I mean, I think it's something that always has occurred, but the intensity and then the broadness of what we focus on now, because I realize that many people look at the school's efforts of putting armed safety and security in the schools as a deterrent to an active shooter, which obviously is what makes the news. But it's much more than that. Those odds of a school experiencing an active shooter are less than 1/100%. But we need to be prepared for that nonetheless, obviously. But I think that what our officers bring is that additional resource for our facility safety, investigating accidents for us, slips and falls, and that preventative side, mental health, which is obviously at the forefront. So I think we've done so much. I think that we need to move the focus. Obviously armed safety and security is important, but the breadth of what they do for us and the wide range of things that they handle and providing an additional resource for our kids to go to is paramount. So I do think, Todd, as you said, is obviously it's the intensity and the broadness of the focus is something that I haven't seen in my career so far that it is like it is today.
Last spring, basically last winter into last spring, a lot of our school districts, all of our school districts around Indiana County and across the state began implementing a new system by which students, parents could be alerted and could report incidents of threats. Tell us about how that system has worked now that you've had it in place for a few months.
Talking at our safety and our safety meetings that we have at the IU, all the members of the IU come together. Our school district was one of the ones that received the most tips. I think that it's valuable. I think, I've said all along, and our approach here at Homer Center has been, if it saves one kid, it saves one person, it gives us information that can help save someone, then it's worth it. There are certain things that still need to be worked out, like we do get some reports where, I hate to say to use vindictive, but people get upset because they might have been reported, so they report somebody else. But most importantly, though, to me is, anything that we can do to enhance the safety, to gain information, intel, so we can prevent. I think that's the biggest move we've made, Todd. I think in the years past, we've always focused on responding to. I think that pendulum's shifting to prevent. And I really think that some of the things, such as Safe to Say, these training exercises, state police and EMA helping us come in and really working on our preventative end of our measures, I think is something that has certainly increased in the last few years.
We're talking with Jody Rainey, the principal at the Homer Center Junior Senior High School, and today State Police are conducting a program there that will help enhance security for both Homer Center and the other districts all across Indiana County, and certainly it's a program that is much needed, and these ongoing efforts like this only enhance the school district's ability to protect their students and the public as a whole. As we began this conversation, we were talking about bomb threats and those sorts of activities and active shooter. The bomb threat thing has been going on, it seems like, forever. And people tend to say, oh, yeah, but no one's really going to do something like that. They really have to be taken seriously, though, don't they? They
do. I always say, Todd, nothing's going to happen until it happens, and I think that, being prepared, it's, we're in a business where we need to be prepared in case that does happen, to not only how to process a threat, but also how to respond if we would happen to have an incident of such. And what we do is we train and we prepare, and we hope we never have to practice and test our training. That's our hope. And so I do, and I think I think that there's so many, a wide range of things, and it's hard because you've got to balance. You've got to be prepared because obviously, you have to have a safe environment for people to thrive in their education, our students to thrive, and you want people that visit your campus to feel safe, because without if you don't have that level of safety, that feeling of safety, then it's difficult to teach. But on the same token, that's our mission, is to educate, children, and so you've got to balance that in your training, and that becomes very difficult at times. Yeah, and a lot of school districts now have put metal detectors in. There are really, really strongly enhanced efforts to protect the security of the building and make sure that during the school day that only the main entrance is open. And every school district has buildings that are configured differently, so every school district has its own challenges. They do, and I think that's, so you can't, sometimes that people put out templates and stuff, but it's difficult because, one size does not fit all. Even in our district, we have two main buildings, obviously the elementary and the high school, two separate campuses. Which each present its own unique challenges, and so when you can't just say this is our plan for this, and because you've got to also consider, the facility itself, how your doors are set up, how your entrances are set up, where your exits lead out to, all those different things come into play, and so, like I said, it's districts that are larger, that would have to present a much greater challenge, but it's even a challenge in a district our size. Absolutely. All right, so it's from 9 to 3 today, correct? 9 to 3, and our elementary is open. We do have extended school year program that we've moved all of our student activities that we have today during 9 to 3 down to the elementary building. The elementary is open for business. Ours is kind of restricted access today, especially after lunchtime when the scenario training begins. But like I said, if anyone needs anything, we do have our phones are running, and we do have people working. If they have to come to get something specific, we just ask that they kind of check the elementary first, and then we can get them whatever information they would need.
He's Jody Rainey, principal at the Homer Center Junior Senior High School, getting ready for a new school year. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Oh, thanks, Don. I just one more time I want to give a shout-out to the Pennsylvania State Police and our Emergency Management Agency. They've both been great to not only us but all the districts, and really do care and promote safety, and we do appreciate how gracious they've been with sharing information and helping us improve our efforts. So just a shout-out to not only our barracks but all the troopers within the barracks. They do a fantastic job protecting us, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, Todd. You have a good day.
You too. We'll see you.
All right, bye-bye.
There's Jody Rainey, the principal at at Homer Center Junior Senior High School. The training exercise today from 9 to 3 involving the state police and emergency management and school safety and security officers from all across our area. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1 FM.